Hi guys, I'm Teacher Shannon and welcome back to the English Outlet. Today we're going to start a little bit easier because with anything it's important to have a strong foundation before we get too complicated and try to build on top of it. So what are we starting with? Review of question words. So take out your notebook and let's get started. Okay, so in this lesson, we're focusing on question words. Now, this might seem like a very simple lesson, but it's actually really useful. Remember that when you're learning something, you have to ask a lot of questions. So we want to make sure that we're asking the best questions to get the correct answers that we need. Also, this is a great foundation tool for further videos as we continue on. So make sure to subscribe to this channel so that way you can continue learning with me. Okay, so in this one, you're probably noticing that there's no actual question words on the board. Well, this is because I want to know what you know. So welcome to your first pop quiz. Now, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and write these words, these missing words down in your notebook. Now, remember that this is just practice, so please don't cheat. I will give you the answers after you pause the video. So here we have it, our missing question words. Now, if you have them in a different order in your notebook, that's completely fine. This is just the way that I remember them. And I'm gonna teach you a trick in case you forgot one or two of these. So I want you to say these out loud, and we're gonna start slow, and then we're gonna get really fast at it. So let's try together. Ready? Who, what, when, where, why, which, how. Okay, try not to look at the board or at your notebook and say them again. Who, what, when, where, why, which, how. Okay, now go faster. Who, what, when, where, why, which, how. Faster. Who, what, when, where, why, which, how. Who, what, when, where, why, which, how. Now, it sounds a little bit silly, but this is actually a really great memorization tool. If you can say something quickly, it's much easier to say it slowly. So if you're finding that you're always forgetting one or two of these question words, then I want you to practice saying them really fast. Who, what, when, where, why, which, how. And make sure your pronunciation still remains good. So what do these question words mean? Again, I'm gonna get you to pause the video and try to tell me one word that best describes each question word. I'll give you a hint. Try to think about what the answer would be. Okay, did you get the same answers as me? Who, to talk about people, a person. Who is that? I want to know who that person is, which means what is their name, what is their job, how do you know them? Who is that? What? What is for a thing? So for example, what is this? What is this? Can you tell me? When? When is a common one for? Time. So when does class start? When can we go back to regular school classes? When for time. Where is great for place. So where is your school located? Or where do you live? These are common questions about a place. Then we have why. Why is for a reason. So a common answer for this one is because. Why do I have to eat my vegetables? Maybe you don't like them, maybe they're gross. Why do we have to eat them? Well, because we need them to stay healthy. We need to eat healthy in order to stay healthy. Our last W is which. This one's more common for a choice of two or sometimes more. So for example, which pen would you like? Now remember that you cannot answer with short answers, yes or no. This doesn't work here because if you say which pen would you like and the answer is yes, well, I still don't know which one. You can't have both, you only get one, so you must choose. So what's your choice? Maybe the red one. Which pen would you like? I'd like the red pen. For how, this one I just put an X beside it because how is commonly used with another word beside it. For example, how much or how many are countable questions or uncountable questions. We can also say how tall, how short, how fat, how long, how many different things. So for that one, I just put an X beside it, because what I'd like us to do in this video is to focus on a couple of W question words that are similar to how. They're similar because they can also be used with another word beside it. Just like in how, when we add a second word, it narrows the answer, so it becomes more specific. So, which two W question words do we commonly use with a second word beside it to create a more specific answer or a more specific question? Okay, as you can see, I have highlighted what and which. These two question words are commonly used with an additional word to create more specific questions. So that way we're getting the answers that we need. If I ask what by itself, well, what is for a thing? And there are hundreds of things in this world, thousands of them. So if I ask you, what do you like? Well, your answer might be animals or music or food. Who knows? It could be anything as long as it's a thing. So I want to know about music. So what can I ask you? Well, maybe I'll ask, what sort of music do you like? So now I'm not asking about anything, but I'm asking about a genre or style. So what sort, what kind, or what type of music do you like? Try answering it in your notebook. Then we can also ask, what color do you like? So again, now I'm not asking about anything but the color. I can also say, what color is my shirt? Well, it's green, but if we want to be extra specific, it's army green because of how dark it is. Okay, and finally, now there are hundreds of these, but I've just chosen 3. What size of shirt do you wear? Again, try to answer that in your notebook. What size is super common, especially if you enjoy or even just have to go shopping. When you talk to a shop assistant, the first thing they're going to ask you is, what size do you need? So not just what do you want, but what size. Now let's go down to which. Which is used for choice or when there are many options available. So this is actually very common when we're talking about travel. So let's say you're going on holiday and you say that you're traveling to England and you're really excited about it. Well, most likely you're not going to go to every single place in England. So a great follow-up question might be, which part of England are you visiting? So now rather than looking at England as a whole, we've narrowed it down to which part. And this part could be, for example, London. Now, I want to know even more details about it. So I might ask you, well, which places will you visit in London? So now we're going from country to city to place. This is great for maybe you're talking about the London Eye, Big Ben. These are common landmarks that we visit when we travel to London. Okay, so again, these are great ways to take a broad and general question and make it narrower or more specific. It's also really important because this is how we communicate with each other, especially when we're getting to know someone for the first time. So next time you're out and you meet someone, or even if you're just talking to a friend, try to fit these more specific questions into your vocabulary and into that conversation. You'll end up learning a lot of great information. And also practice answering the questions. Use the examples that I said in the video and try to write an answer to them. Now, I do recommend writing them down because it does help you to see what you're doing, see the grammar in the sentence, and it's just great practice to do. But even if you just practice in your head or just saying them out loud to a mirror, that's also amazing. So practice using these questions, and of course subscribe, because we're going to take this information and continue to build on it as we go. This is a lot of fun, and I hope to see you again for more lessons about English and ESL.